We got Rusty Shackleford, 83. How you doing, sir?
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
We got
Loud
you.
and clear, sir. Tell us your story.
Well, mine is a little more recent, going back to about mid-2019.
Oh, okay.
What
Half a
really kicked it
decade.
off for me...
It still smells like pee.
Yeah. What really kicked it off for me was I heard the story. Maybe I'm sure you guys have heard it. I think it was a guy in Australia who worked on a woman's car for like 2 hours, like really helped her out and everything. And then she turned around and said that he raped her.
I remember that.
I remember that one, yeah.
And then that got me thinking, like it kind of compounded after that, because I think the year before was the whole Brett Kavanaugh debacle where they had that she was a fake actor accusing him of stuff from like 40 some odd years ago or something in like the 80s.
Ford, I think. Christine Ford.
Hold up right there.
Yeah.
I have no idea why he didn't sue her into the motherfucking Stone Age, because that was an obvious fucking lie.
It was an obvious lie.
Her
own witnesses couldn't corroborate her story and said that she was full of shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just nothing to go on. And then it also called to mind, I had a similar experience in early 2014 on Facebook. That same ex I called in about a couple weeks ago, the one that, cheated on me and blamed me for it.
Oh, yeah.
They
always do that.
Yeah, she made some like fake name, like what do they call that? Like sock accounts or something?
Yeah, sock account, pseudonym, you name it.
Yeah, and then she like messaged like everybody that like people that I worked with at the time, like, and the woman that I was dating at the time, someone else after her, saying how like I started off as like this great guy, then I became like this horrible abusive monster and all that, tried to drag me through the mud. And I realize now she was just bitter that I had moved on from her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like basically the overarching theme is just the lies of women and how they just get away with things.
Oh, yeah. You want to find out who that woman really is, you live well after leaving her.
Yeah.
And,
or divorce them.
Well, because usually they leave you for somebody else, and that usually falls through because at some point, that dude, if he didn't know already, is going to find out that she was with somebody else, and then all trust out the window.
Yeah, right.
So it never ends well for them. So you live well, and word gets back to them. Yeah, they're either going to sling back or they're going to do what this chick is doing.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was also around that, and that same ex, the one that tried to drag me through the mud, about June of 2019, I was still on Facebook I was on a different Facebook account because I was just, I just tried to get back on one last time. And then she found me again and gave me the whole, hey, how you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. And just right then and there, I did not respond in any way. I just deleted my account and I've been off Facebook ever since.
Good for you, brother.
But then also maybe just a couple months later is when I first started seeing Sandman's videos. And I kind of like, I didn't really understand like red pill, like in a manosphere, MGTOW sense. But I just started watching his videos and then I'm like, oh, this is kind of making sense. I'm like, oh, wait, this happened to me too. Mm-hmm. And then, then everything happened in 2020, Koof and, the rise, or excuse me, mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah.
And then, the election was
the actual, like fiery, but definitely not peaceful insurrection that happened during that time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Buildings just, completely ablaze and you just see a plume of smoke. I'm like, huh, okay. They said that.
No big deal.
And then it just kind of started to snowball from there. And then from Sandman, and then I found Undead Chronic. Then I found Hammerhand. And then you guys came after that. And I'm just like, it all just kind of like snowballed like into this, like, it was like this big, like red pill snowball of sorts.
It does happen.
Well, and then I think it was from you guys is how I first discovered MGTOW TV. And that's just where I catch your streams anyway, because, YouTube can suck a dick.
And the chat on MGTOW is so choice. I mean,
you
can't go wrong on that.
No, you can't. Well, we had that one guy complaining.
And
that is truly special.
Yeah.
That's truly the uncensored platform.
Would be a shame to mention. I mean, shame to mention him.
Yeah. But that's just, I mean, I've just kind of given you the TLDR. It was just the lies of women and just how they get away with things. And I'm just like,
yeah.
And then it just made me recall to mind like everything that I had been through, the stuff that I say that they, the stuff that they did to me, but ultimately, like I said, I let them do that. I let them manipulate me and control me,
Yep.
because I was thinking with the Peg D, like we all have at some point.
Or
Hey.
you didn't know better. You didn't
No,
know
I
the
didn't.
tricks.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's so
Well,
many guys out there who grew up without a father or without a decent father figure in their life. And they don't, and like a decent father, be like, hey, you gotta look out for them bitches. They're gonna try to manipulate with them tits. They'll let you speed back the bags of nipples, and then before you know it, you're hooked in, and you sign a blank check with your penis that you have to pay for the next 2 decades, maybe more.
Jail.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't get that bad for me, but like you, Pop, I too was raised by a single mother.
Yep.
From 7 years old. And then, in this case, I would say I did win the lotto because I do have a stepdad who came into my life at about 19 years old. And he and I get along really well. And he has been able to bring a sort of sense of balance back into my life that should have been there with, had my old man not been such a, piece of crap.
I
But,
got you.
he understands that he can't make up for the time lost that I did not have my dad around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even like my first girlfriend ever, like I just went in blind thinking I knew everything and I knew nothing.
That's usually it's one of the ironically that's one of the first steps on the road to wisdom is realizing how much you don't know.
You don't know shit.
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah,
first videos of ours you saw?
Oh, the first one of yours, I think it was like a full live stream. Was that 15 or was it 30 is the new 15?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Was that mom that like gives herself like a makeover to look like Megan Fox, which is not a good thing.
No, it really isn't, especially now.
And then when you guys used to do like the shorter bits, like the 10 or 15-minute ones, it was like some post-wall strag in like New York was talking about like the douchebag tax or something. Like if a date doesn't go right, like you owe me money. It's like, what?
What?
You wasted my time. You wasted his time.
Well, I mean, if they want a douchebag tax, we want the dumbass tax.
No kidding.
Yeah, right.
Every time a woman does some stupid shit, you're like, you owe me money.
Yeah, and then back in 2019 when all this was happening, like I'm already probably single at like 2.5 years at this point. My last relationship was ended at the end of 2016, like right after Trump got in the first time, which was not a factor in it. Things were already on the rocks.
Yeah.
I just needed to take a step back and just look at things and like, why do I keep failing here? What's going on? And then I start remembering my experiences, finding you like yours and Sandman's content. And I'm like, okay, some of this, this is what it is from my end. And this is the kind of crap. This is how they were able to like, control and manipulate me and get me to be, basically a beta bucks boy.
Yep.
It happens, man.
Yeah. All right, man.
To the best of us.
That's the TLDR. So if you got more callers, I'll let you guys get on to the next one and enjoy the show like always. Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Appreciate your rusty trombone. Don't Google that.
I know that
one. All right, take it easy, brother. Thank you.
See you guys.
I'm glad my my material's getting out there to the dudes, man.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.